Attention, Aaron. C'est quoi là? Que là on te voit.
Copie conforme, ça va.
Salut gamer, ça va très bien et toi? Allez, c'est parti, j'arrive avec le bateau, comme ça il nous emmène un peu plus loin. Tu vas bien gamer?
Oui, ça va nickel, merci.
De rien, je t'en prie. Alors là, je t'explique un peu la base de Genshin Impact. C'est un mode aventure gratuit. On peut jouer en plusieurs fois. On peut plus jouer à, on peut plus jouer à 4 personnes en multijoueur. À partir de niveau 15 aventure. Donc l'avantage c'est que je peux vous aider, on peut s'aider, on peut gagner des niveaux. Donc c'est très très bien. Donc il est pas mal. Donc là, j'ai en train de gagner un petit peu d'avance pour faire la mode aventure. Il y a toujours des trucs à faire ici tout le temps. Donc ça tombe très bien. Non, il y a un avantage, on n'a pas besoin de nager quand on peut invoquer une barque. Il faut bien faire attention, bah, que sinon, bah, si vous respectez, vous allez
Bisous
bloquer
de
la
pas
barque.
avoir été présent sur tes lives depuis 4-5 jours.
Oh non, mais je comprends, gamer, t'as une vie quand même. Tout le monde a chacun une vie. Hein. Je vais pas t'en vouloir, mon petit gamer. T'inquiète pas, hein. Alors, hop. Ouvre un meuble, voilà, hop. Pouf. Oh ben non, il y en a des trucs à débloquer. Hein. Oh. Oh là là. J'en ai des trucs à débloquer. Hein. Normalement, faut que j'aille là. Tu vois, le truc rouge là, faut que j'aille là-bas en fait. On peut nager, on peut tout faire. Hein. On peut même pêcher, on peut même... Là, on peut même tuer les gens. Ouais, on peut prendre le bateau. On peut même nager. Regarde, je vais vous montrer comment on nage. C'est un truc pour nager normalement. Voilà, tu vois. C'est beau à voir quand même en dessous. Hein.
Hold the line. Illusion shot.
Salut, je roule tout mou.
Ouais, salut comment? Pourquoi tout le monde c'est rien de mou, moi? Je suis pas mou, moi. Bon, comme ça, hein.
Let's move out.
Qu'à va mieux le moral.
Ouais, ça va mieux, ouais. Allez, c'est parti. Alors, Genshin Impact, comme on dit, on a plusieurs éléments, tu vois, qu'il faut débloquer. Hop, on va faire ça, tiens, on va faire le truc en attendant. Il faut faire vite parce que sinon on peut disparaître le truc, c'est dommage ça. Voilà.
Trust and rebuild. Let's move out.
Non, pas grave.
Hold the line.
Voilà. Enfin, on a pas mal de trucs à faire, hein. Bon, personnage principal, obligatoire.
Whoa! Now this is fancy! The Opera Epiclese. What? Huh? Looks like there's a lot of people standing around the
Alors,
fountain up
Paimon,
ahead.
elle a toujours la fille d'un
Oh,
commande.
Archon,
Voilà.
please bless us with a bright and...
I don't know why you always feel the need to ask so much.
I guess if there are kids...
Maybe this is one of the customs in Fontaine.
Vache,
What's wrong?
Vache, Vache.
No, Paimon didn't say anything. Are you hearing things?
Welcome to the Fountain of Lucine. All the water flowing through Fontaine. Lenny asked me to wait here for you.
Right.
What do you mean? There are a lot of people here right now.
Hey, you're not trying to scare Paimon, are you?
I see. In fact, you might not be imagining things at all. I suspect.
It's because of his sensitivity to the hydro horn?
When do you cry, Paimon?
Wait, what?
Just answer me.
When Paimon's really sad? Oh, and
Then you should understand that tears contain your most... Like I just mentioned, the Fountain of Lucine is where all the... So maybe what you heard was the intense emotion coming from someone's tears.
so what did the voice say? Huh.
Rather than worrying about them, don't let that calm look of his fool you. Be-
Oh, right.
Alors,
That-
là, on va aller voir.
Fou,
Allez.
j'arrête pas d'avoir des descentes d'organes depuis ce matin.
Là-bas. T'as mangé un truc qu'il fallait pas, je crois. Hein. Je sais pas, hein. T'as dû manger un truc qui est pas très bon, je sais pas, hein.
J'ai mangé indien. C'est un enfer cette bouffe du diable.
T'as mangé un épice qu'il fallait pas le prendre? Je sais pas.
Ah, Traveler in Paimon. Good to see you.
Force à toi.
Are you kidding? We wouldn't miss it for the world!
I can tell, but you're actually right on time. The audience still hasn't started and
T'as dû prendre un truc, un ingrédient qu'il fallait pas le prendre et puis t'as mal à l'estomac. Hein.
the Opera House has assigned seating, so you always have to make reservations.
Ooh, front row seat!
Don't mention it. There's no need to keep thanking.
Hey, Lenny! Could you come over here and take a...
Oh, I'll be right there. Seems there's...
Fini le resto indien.
props over there. That's Cal, my assistant.
Yeah, we'll just go to our seats. You go.
Oh, bah, il va y avoir un spectacle de magie, je crois bien, il me semble. Voyons voir. Peut-être qu'il va nous donner un beau spectacle.
Oh, these should be our seats. Hey, Traveler. Maybe we should strike up a conversation with the person next to... Oh, you...
Excuse me, I did not realize you felt awkward. I would be perfectly happy to chat with you if that is what you would.
Oh, so you heard all of that, did ya? Wait, that's not it, Paimon's. Sorry, Paimon's the one who was being, oh, Paimon's got it. You're also...
A friend, you say? Well, if Mr. Linney would...
Oh, so you're not friends with Linny, then. Nice to meet you. Paimon is Paimon, and this is the Traveler. We just arrived.
It is an honor to meet you two. I have... And as required by proper
Oh, Monsieur Nervillet. What an honor it is to have you here to see my show.
Ah, Mr. Linney. I should say it is...
Wait.
I saw you all chatting just now, but it seems you still... Allow me to introduce you to Fontaine's Chief Justice. That seat is always...
Whoa! Sorry for being so rude just now.
No offense taken. Being Chief Justice is merely what I do for work.
Pas mal, personnage.
Nearly every... And by the way, I should probably let you know, there's someone sitting up there in the VIP seat. I believe she is trying to give you a most elegant and... So I think you should take notice of her sooner rather than later. Otherwise...
Huh?
Ah.
Oh, it's Farina, the Hydro.
Very good. That is for the best.
Huh? So is this what things are like between the Chief Justice and the Hydro?
All right, please wait just a moment.
Yay! The show's finally about to start!
Allez, c'est parti. Voyons voir le spectacle de magie. Regardez bien. Ça doit être magnifique.
Oh, they're dimming the lights! The show must be... Sorry.
Welcome, one and all, to the Opera Epiclese. I am the star of today's show, Linny. And over here is my sister, Lynette, who will be working as my wonderful assistant. Please,
Hello, everyone.
I know she may seem to be a little sleepy right now, but that's just a sign that she's nervous.
Whatever.
Now, some of you may be thinking, two vision holders who can freely manipulate elemental powers performing magic is not true magic at all. So, I would like to take a moment to assure you that elemental powers will have nothing to do with what you will witness on the stage today. Both Lynette and myself have removed our visions for the show. That way, even the gods won't be able to help us.
Oh, good point. That's what makes the show real magic.
Now, without further ado, let the show begin. Lynette will now exit the stage to make some preparations. I know you might miss her, but don't worry. She'll be coming right back on stage momentarily. Perhaps in an unexpected way. I'm sure she'll be stealing the spotlight soon enough. Oh, and before I forget, there's one more thing I should say. You never know what can happen in the blink of
C'est chiant ce jeu.
Allez, c'est parti.
A magician's greatest skill
Regardez bien.
is making
Le
things
spectacle commence.
disappear or appear. The possibilities are endless.
Au caca, c'est un gars le magicien, mais il a un porc jartel. Logique.
So it's time for something truly extraordinary, don't you think? This one's a little tricky. Using this water tank, I shall make my sister vanish completely, right before your very eyes. It's actually quite simple. She'll just turn into air bubbles and float right out of the top. Oh no! I told them to check all the props carefully. With the lid on, even air can't escape. An amateur magician would be getting very nervous right around now. Luckily, it's me on stage, so let me show you what a true virtuoso can do. Lynette, are you still there? Don't go too far. We don't want to use up all our magic.
Hi, I'm back.
Uh-huh.
Incroyable. Ça doit être chaud à faire. Ça doit être très très chaud. Bravo en tout cas.
What in the world just happened? Wasn't Lynette inside the water tank? How did she disappear and then reappear out of nowhere?
If we could see easily through his tricks, then that would mean that his skills are... To appreciate magic, you should focus on the show happening on stage.
Guess you're right. Paimon couldn't believe her eyes when...
Thank you everyone. I'm glad you enjoyed, but our magical journey has only just begun. The magic of transformation and disappearance can go far beyond what you've just seen. I'm sure many of you are thinking that escaping the water tank was in which case, I have ample time. So, for my next trick, I will require the Please, if my assistants could bring out the magical... There are 2 boxes, and only 2 boxes. One is here. I'm sure many of our clever audience, our lucky audience member and I will each enter a magic box. Now please, everyone pay very close...
Wow. Hey, do you think this is all magic tricks, or does Lenny have actual superpowers?
The lucky audience member will be generated by... It selects numbers entirely at... Now then, let's begin. Let me see... Oh, Road, please, come forward. My assistant will take you beside... I'm sorry, it might be a little cramped inside, but no need to feel nervous. We've carefully arranged... You don't need to do anything, but no matter what if the magic is interrupted, who knows where you might end up.
Oh.
All right. Before I enter the magic box, they're like this. 60, 59, 58. Just keep counting down. You can... I won't be able to see anything in the pitch black box, so... Oh, and no tricks now. If you quickly count from 60 in just 30...
Ooh! Paimon kinda wants to count faster after hearing him say that!
No, that won't do. I can see it in your... Come on, repeat after me. 60! That's right, perfect! Keep it going!
54? Why aren't you counting, Nervalet?
I am counting in my head. I think merely a consequence of my identity and...
Oh! Alright. You look so serious. 40!
Mr. Linney, are you alright?
Yes, I'm fine. It would be a disaster if we get sent to the wrong place.
Even though he's saying that, Lenny doesn't seem nervous at all. What was that noise? Did you hear it too? Not sure. Anyway, 20!
What's wrong, Mr. Linney?
I seem to have accidentally knocked over a decoration. I'm trying to...
Never mind the decorations. There's...
No, that's unacceptable. I want my show to be perfect. It seems things aren't quite going as... It feels like you're all starting to count faster, but that's all right. I know 10 seconds and change is...
10!
Almost there now. Whew. Swapping two people is harder work than you might think. Even a master magician like me can't guarantee I'll get it right the first time. Hey, wait! Is this the back one? I can't tell. They both look the same inside. Huh? No, that's not it. I'll try again.
7!
Hey, slow down! Honestly!
5! 4! 3!
Whoops! That doesn't count!
0!
Ta-da!
Un crime. Ah, voilà. Un meurtre en plein spectacle.
Is this part of the Mr. Linney, you're going to use
What happened?
Oh no. Maybe this isn't part of the show. The girl was...
This performance is over. Medical staff with me. Guards, secure the scene.
Yes, that's right. If this was just an accident...
No need to be alarmed, you two. We'll get to the bottom.
Et voilà. Je savais qu'il y avait un truc.
Unfortunately, the person who is in the magic box has been pronounced dead. His name was Cowell, one of the assistants. Apparently, the fireworks on stage ignited the ropes that... As of now, we are still not sure why we found Cowell. And after an initial search of the area, it appears that this incident... And there are many indications...
The series...
That's the case that Charlotte mentioned before!
I know. I say that our powerful magician, Mr. Linney, is now the prime suspect for the serial
Huh? Why me? This whole thing was an accident.
No. This all occurred during your magic show, now that I think about it. That whole speech.
That can't be right! Huck, he was in the box on the stage the entire time! Besides, before the show, he told us that he would like to catch the criminal behind the disappearances! He couldn't possibly mean catching himself!
Save discussion for a later time, please. Lady Farina.
Huh? I just think that he...
But what Lady Farina said just now makes perfect sense.
A kidnapping and murder carried out under the cover of...
I mean... Of course that's right. I mean you, Traveler. You'll support Lenny, won't you? After all, he was the one... Then there's no problem at all. But with Lenny's help, so no more draws. The Between the two of us, there must be a clear winner and loser.
It wasn't a draw.
I understand. Charge. Well, traveler, seems Lady Farina has set you in. Are you willing to act as Mr. Linney's attorney? Very well. The trial will be held. Linney and his troop are all potential. The audience may begin to leave in an.
A day isn't that long.
Bon, eh ben voilà. Va falloir que je fasse une enquête là-dessus.
Lenny!
Sorry about everything.
Of course! Who wouldn't be scared of—
Yeah, I'm a little shaken up myself. I know you already claimed that you would defend me, but now it's just us talking. Tell me. Good to hear. Thank you. I'm sure everyone sees me as the biggest. I don't know whether what happened there on the stage was purely an. As for how that girl chosen from the audience could, even a skilled and knowledgeable magician like myself couldn't pull all that off in just 1 minute.
Which is precisely why we need to investigate! As this book says, the impossible could not have happened. Whatever happened must have been that which is possible. Paimon bought them when we were reading at the bookshop, and don't worry, Paimon used her own savings to buy them. It wasn't from our travel fund.
I think they look.
You have good taste, Lynette!
That's the right attitude. But with the guards watching our every move, good thing you agreed to be our attorneys.
Yes, thank you so much.
Yeah, since we're going to start investigating—
Oh, well, I'm afraid that would involve.
The secrets behind our magic are past saving.
I suppose you're right. 'Tis truly a pity. As a magician, but if revealing our secrets will help you, we should go somewhere else if we're going to discuss our magic tricks. We'll go speak with the guards.
All right, let's go have a look while the investigation—
Voilà,
Hello,
là, y a rien.
officer.
Là.
How's the investigation going?
I see. You must be the traveler that Lady Farina mentioned.
Huh? What do you—
Come with me and you'll see. The deceased is one of Linny's assistants, named Cal. Even though he hadn't joined the troop, the assistants are usually in charge of setting up and inspecting the props. As you probably saw when you were in the audience, the water tank suddenly fell and smashed the box with Cowl inside it. This is the real mystery. We've already searched this. However, if you look carefully, the box was positioned directly under the water tank. The ropes hold all these factors lining up so perfectly makes it hard. If anything, the more logical explanation is that the whole incident was intentionally planned.
But he doesn't have a motive.
Are you both good friends of—
Well, you can't say we're—
So in just a short time, he was not only able to win your trust, but even convince you to act as his attorneys. I know there's no such thing as magic. The real trick— I've seen a lot of cases, and I can tell you that people are the least reliable kind of evidence. Sorry, I tend to be pretty straightforward. Anyway, you may investigate the scene of the crime.
Coucou, comment vas-tu?
Salut Kakashi Adrien, bah oui ça va très très bien. Et toi, comment vas-tu toi? Alors, une enquête. C'est la première fois qu'on va trouver une enquête. Il a été brûlé.
So this is
Ça
the
se voit
rope
qu'il
that
est
broke
brûlé,
and caused
regarde.
the water tank to fall.
Ça va super, merci.
Looks pretty durable. How can it be burned through so quickly by fireworks? Hmm? Why are you suddenly so serious, traveler?
Regarde, mais elle était brûlée.
Look, most of it was burned away, but there's still a little bit of it left. Huh. So if a rope— Wait, Paimon should write—
Go ahead, have a look around.
Hello there.
Oh, the seats were all booked in advance, so we were able to deduce the missing woman's... Sure, it's not like this is confidential information. Her name is Halsey. Apparently, she wasn't a regular at the Opera House, but the Magic Troupe members all claim not to know her. We have looked into her social connection. Simply put, she wasn't related to the Magic Troupe at all.
Were the victims of
That's how it seems to us, in any case. Apart from...
Okay then.
No need to be so formal. It is of utmost importance.
Ce qui est bien, c'est que dans le truc, on peut tout chercher ce qui se passe. Tu vois, on a fait une enquête.
The investigation team has some new...
See, I told you. What if the...
Sorry to interrupt, but we're helping Linny and Lynette with their side of the investigation. What?
You're trying to help them? That'll be a tall order.
Lenny used the machine to pick a random member of the audience during his performance, right? The lucky girl that later disappeared. Well, we thought there might be a serious problem with the machine, so we had it taken away for further inspection.
It turns out that the seat number it picked wasn't random at all. The machine picks that... I'm sure you already know. In other words...
That much checks...
Let you see why I was saying it'd be tough to make a case.
Très intéressant. Alors...
I see that you're investigating the area. If you find any new and interesting leads...
We don't have too many thoughts yet.
Then why don't I tell you my...
The thud? Oh!
Yes, exactly. It wasn't terribly loud, but it's just that everyone was awaiting the results of Linny's trick with bated breath. So no one paid it much... I'm of the opinion that it may have been the sound of Linny's accomplice. And when the pyrotechnics went off, she cut the rope, sending the water tank...
Wait, wasn't the noise we heard...
Perhaps the balance wasn't right, leading... Oh, that's true.
That does remind...
C'est vrai, l'autre grand boom, je m'en souviens. Je me rappelle qu'il y avait un grand boom.
Lenny's still talking to the guard. I think someone will be assigned. Lenny's still talking to the guard. I think someone will be assigned.
Hey, you! Yes, both of you! Over here! I've been keeping an eye on...
Huh? You mean us?
That's right. If I'm not mistaken, you're also among those...
Well, you're right on the more about that one, but who are you?
Have you never heard of... From mediating disputes and providing protection, and I, Navia, have the honor of being its renowned
Coucou tout le monde les gens.
Though those who play by our rules...
I'm Silver, her attendant. Pleased to meet you.
And I'm Melus, Demoiselle's various...
Huh? Boss.
Well, I am the second in general.
My apologies, demoiselle. Should you prefer, boss, I will...
No, no need. You don't have to call me
Okay, if you say so.
All merely trifling details. Never mind, that's right. I've always kept an eye on the serial disappearance cases. Judging from the look of things, I find...
Really? We think so too! But how did you come to that conclusion?
Intuition, naturally. Farina sure was quick to point the finger at Lit, but that's not uncommon for her. Anyway, a trial begins the moment someone levels...
Sounds more like you just don't...
Well, what's your opinion? All right, I've answered your question.
Wait a minute!
Well, I say it does. But don't... In your
Tu joues pas à Fortnite.
right to treat a trial like...
Après GG.
See, Silver and the...
Most astute of you, demoiselle. No matter how wonderful the script, and if that can be done...
All right, that's quite enough, Maloose. Anyway, I like your answer. Now, I need to make some preparations. Follow...
Wait! Since when did we...
Oh, well, I can be the...
That's more like it.
Far be it from me to brag. You wish to save a friend from false accusations.
You have a point. And what about you over there? What do you think? You seem like you've got some...
I have nothing to add.
Oh.
We'll be making some preparations first.
No one can freely enter or...
No, we're not leaving. Were you always guarding this end?
Yes. After the Chief Justice gave the order, everyone coming in or out must undergo, so the missing girl couldn't have left from here. I doubt there was much...
How can you be so...
Well, because I was in charge of security, I couldn't see Linny's performance from here, which was quite a shame. Just my luck. But still, I did not abandon my post. And I stayed put no matter how. We Melazines are good at that sort of thing, you know.
So, it's safe to say...
c'est un peu chaud, hein.
Thank you for your help. This will be useful.
Donc, personne ne peut l'accès à l'opéra, donc...
Checked everything of note here at the
Il y a
performance
bien un
venue.
coupable qui est caché...
How Lenny's discussion with the guards is going. Let's go see, shall we? Ooh, things are getting interesting, huh? We're about to see how magic is made.
Understood. Then I will be going with you.
Just so you... Very good. Thanks for being so agreeable.
You may spare the pleasantries. I'm just...
You've arrived. Who's this?
Me? I'm Spina di Rosula's guardian angel. If you've got a problem... Sorry, I got a little carried away there. And these are my companions. Would you mind if they join as well?
Find my...
Oh, new helpers?
Well, let's just say we're tagging along. It's not every day you get to see the secrets behind magic performed on such...
I appreciate your kind interest. Come with me. We'll be heading below stage.
Bah, là, ça, on va sentir très mauvais, mais bon.
Below stage?
Yes, a world of secrets is hidden beneath this but before I reveal everything, you should have a look first. Notice anything strange here? I'm not trying to be dramatic. Remembering the details of a trick will help you understand the methods used to perform it more easily.
Huh. Weren't there balloons and other decorations here? Where did...
Ah, good eye. That said, you're still...
the back? You mean...
Very good indeed. I thought you might not... The back of this door was patterned. Those patterns are now gone, replaced by a smooth wooden board. So, if you put 2 and 2 together, what do you get? Exactly.
Ah oui, une autre boîte, évidemment, une autre boîte.
So there was a passageway under the magic box!
I knew you'd figure out the two magic boxes are positioned. See this flatbed? The box with the lucky audience member in it.
This trolley can raise and lower and even rotate. And
I see. So that's...
Precisely.
So that's how you did it!
Once the box was lowered, the trolley would store some energy. The audience member would only be able to feel...
Right! You were talking that whole...
Ah, yes. A phonograph. My assistant and I had already scripted our conversation before.
And what about Lynette?
I was in the mezzanine space in the back of the box.
Oh.
That's how we were able to coordinate Linny's lines with the assistant.
I mean, we are twins. All it takes is a change of clothes and no one can tell who's... And that's my favorite part of this trick. Only...
So that's how it all worked!
Lynette would briefly walk out of the box and then go back in. And then I walk out of the other box in the audience. But as you saw, Cal was in the box, not our audience member.
We really don't know how that...
If not for that interlude, this would have been an astonishing trick. And yet, to think that someone was... Could we have a look around? I think we can come up with...
This is the scene of the crime. So Linny and Lynette are not permitted to stay here. I'll escort them back up.
Yes, of course. No need to be so strict now.
Hi. Thanks, everyone. We're counting on...
C'est beaucoup. Alors...
Looks like a hook tied to the end of a rope. Huh?
Perhaps it was a prop for a different trick.
Whatever it is.
The floor is wet. Please be careful not to slip.
Speaking of which, why?
Oh! Paimon knows! It's one of those... And here's a broken vase!
That can't be.
Moi, je crois savoir qu'est-ce que c'est exactement.
Oh, these are her clothes are here, but she's nowhere to be found.
Right! Ugh, this is so confusing.
Moi, je crois savoir que c'est. C'est la fausse personne qui a dû transformer et faire croire aux gens que, bah... Tout simplement, quelqu'un s'est fait prendre un par de faux jumelles.
What is this place?
It seems someone could fit through it.
Huh.
Alone, perhaps.
But there are no other ways in or out of here. Oh, you're right! Let Paimon write that... Seems we're just about done investigating down here.
Yes, let's head back up.
Alors...
Well, we've ascertained the state of the crime. Let's find a place to sort out our find.
Apologies for the wait,
So, what did the guards say? Did the
They believe the odds of that are very low. The guards have checked the area carefully.
So the tunnels become like a secret...
The plot thickens. How... No wonder Farina was so confident in her...
In other words, the charges of...
Charges and then trial.
That's right. This is how a trial goes in the opera. That's right. This is how indemnity... The statements from both sides, the defense... To put it simply, it's as if the oratrice has its own will.
This also precludes any kind of favoritism.
Once both sides have finished speaking, the Chief Justice will make his Then, finally, the Oratrice will be consulted.
Huh? So that machine is the one that actually decides?
In practice, there is very little difference. Yes, the guards also... Huh? Because we've chosen to act as the twins' proxies.
They're concerned that we might be colluding with outside, and even if that were not so, it could...
I'm ready to break out at any time.
Whoa! There's no need for that! Paimon thinks they have a point!
Of course. I just hope you don't mind the lack of options. I'm afraid that Kate...
In that case, let's just sort out our findings together here. I mean, what better way to properly
Huh. Breaking out suddenly doesn't seem like...
Salut.
Just kidding.
Salut, Aaron.
Paimon will still do her best, even if there
Ça
are
va?
no snacks.
What do you mean, no
Huh?
Understood, demoiselle. Everyone, please come with me.
Oui.
Bienvenue à toi, en tout cas.
Wait, you're carrying...
Yes, I must be prepared to meet the
I have eggs, sugar, and almonds.
Good work, you two. Then I'll get to it.
These three are quite the interesting... And Paimon done
Bonjour.
good while it was still in the
Salut,
oven.
Grégo.
Oh, it's even
Ça
better.
va?
From the way you had these two guys carrying all that stuff around, but you ended up doing the entire thing by yourself.
I was applauding.
And I was giving encouraging...
Paimon was just thinking.
Ça va et toi?
I don't think it's carved in stone
Ça va,
anywhere
ça va,
that fancy
merci.
ladies can only read. Don't underestimate beating egg weights, by the way. It's a... Anyway, give these a try.
Only 3?
Well, eating too many sweet treats might send all that sugar to...
Tea is ready to be served as well. This is Demoiselle's favorite. Strong black tea with a floor... No need for
Tu
concern.
peux me donner ton Discord.
As I should.
Tu vas voir sur ma chaîne, il y a des liens dessus.
All right then.
J'ai mis les liens dessus, il y a tous
Down to business.
mes liens de contact.
However,
Snap,
we can assume that Linny and Lynette were not
Discord,
alone within it.
Instagram,
Some
Twitch,
criminal, the magician twins could have committed the crimes, of course.
YouTube.
They lack...
Il y avait tout l'accès sur mes liens. Vu qu'il y a là-dessus.
Everyone was watching.
The flower vase and the thud we heard during the performance could indicate some, resulting in the shattering of the vase, the discarding of it. Perhaps the criminal thought that since she was chosen from the crowd...
Paimon thinks that makes sense, but the...
True. None of the clues we found thus far support the existence of this third person. But the only people left to consider are both technically victims. Whether it's the missing girl, Halsey, or poor Cowl.
Huh. Could Halsey have secretly made modifications to the magic props in order to murder Cowl before making her escape?
C'est pas demain avec TK.
Non, c'est samedi. C'est samedi. Parce que TK sera pas là demain.
That's right. And even if she had tampered, nor does she have any motive.
From the sound of things, your macarons are...
They are my specialty after all.
Ok, quelle heure?
Oh, dans la fin de l'après-midi, je pense. J'irai le voir.
Please don't worry about it. At my age...
No. Being greedy is one thing, but besides, Paimon knows that if she ate too many, then others wouldn't have enough. Wait, even you don't believe Paimon? If Paimon ate those 2 extra macarons, then maybe...
All right, we get it. Well, I suppose one of us might have gotten too engrossed. Malus, set up the stove again, if you would.
Huh?
Making sure everyone gets 3 macarons, of course.
Exactly.
Tu enverras un message dans général.
And I have the
Oui,
egg,
j'ai
sugar,
reçu,
and
j'ai vu.
almonds.
J'ai vu, merci.
Well...
Well, that's it for snack time. I'm going... I don't know what we're looking for. It would be awkward if...
All right, thanks for your help.
It was nothing. A small task for the Spina di Rosula. Silver, Malus, it's time to go. I'll be back if I find anything.
All right, it's time to put our heads together. We've got to get our defense ready for the trial. Oh, it's probably gonna be a long and difficult case. There's
Alors,
no
voyez,
point
ça
in
me...
worrying about that
il
now.
y
We
a plein
just
de gens
need to
qui...
prepare.
Ah ouais, ça va être trop long. Attends, on a le faire. Ne vous inquiétez pas, regardez. Donc là, il y a un message. Tout récupérer. Voilà, hop, Uther. Alors, qu'est-ce qu'on va avoir comme procès?
The whole situation is so confusing. Good plan. Impossible.
Just relax. Even if everyone else suspects. Besides, I doubt Farina.
Thanks, Navia.
Best of luck to you.
Ah, finally, you're back. Well, how did...
To be honest?
No. We're already very grateful.
Well, now, don't you all look That was to be expected, of course. But don't let that stop you. I shall be terribly disappointed should you...
Since both parties are present, firstly, in order for the audience to understand the causes...
Yes, of course. I will explain while it...
Thank you, Mr. Linney. In that case, you ran to and remained hidden within the magic box in the audience stands.
Yes, that's correct, Your Honor.
In that case, I call upon the prosecution.
Why, of course I do. Allow me to take the first shot and break this case wide open. Mr. Linney is clearly lying. There is no way you could have been in the box the whole time if you were to abduct...
That is simply your hypothesis based on...
Oh, is that so?
The roaring countdown of the crowd, of course. That's how I kept track of the...
And you didn't hear anything else?
No, nothing.
I see. But when the count reached 30 seconds or so, there was a thud.
Huh?
Hey, hang on.
Yeah, I'm sure he could have heard a noise that loud.
I was right by the box, and I definitely heard the...
Look at those scales. Could those mean...
Well, of course, I have armed myself to do far more than smash your alibi. Confidence cannot go unfounded, and my foundations are rock. Tell me, aren't you...
The House of the Hearth?
No wonder they did something like this.
So the serial disappearances...
I've got a feeling that what happened...
That's irrelevant. Our identity...
Indeed. Then your first priority is to prove yourself... The Outlander is speechless. My, oh my, don't they look flabbergasted? Now comes the good thing I made all those preparations.
Hey, Lenny, why didn't you tell...
Order! Order! Mr. First, when the thud was heard in the are these claims true? Please answer my...
I'm sorry. Yes, they're true, Your Honor.
I knew it!
Well, that's it. We might as well move on to...
What should we do now?
Granted. In that case, what is your request?
Is that really necessary?
The defendant deceived their own attorneys.
Order! Your request is reasonable, and we shall adjourn.
So you, in that case, my...
Well, this is awkward. I didn't think the hype. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Paimon doesn't know where to... We based our entire reasoning on the assumption that you... Not to set the wrong tone or anything, but...
I'm very sorry. I know you've clashed with the Vatui several times before. I wouldn't be surprised if just here... But our organization is very, very large, and the Harbingers have very different personalities and goals.
Right now, we want to save people.
That's right. I'm sure we're on the same page when it comes to this nation and the disaster that its people... I knew if it weren't for our respective identities, we could become good friends. That's why I didn't wish to flat out lie to you. But the truth is very important, but being completely transparent about everything would see us spending... Right. So, you be the judge. Heck, you met a Fatus who works as a magician, a trickster, but still, I'm asking you to trust me.
Sorry. Please forgive us.
Well... You both say that, but... Right. Let's hear your answer.
Of course. I'll answer. We've been trying to find out how the Oratrice operates. During our investigations, we learned that from that moment on, Lynetta...
Is that why you needed a whole minute?
That's right. In truth, the audience would take about 75 seconds to count down. So, after jumping into the tunnel, I accessed the opera...
That air vent was created during the construction of the tunnel.
Well... nothing. As soon as I reached that room, which should have been impossible, of course, that voice seemed to recognize me and tried to speak to me. On the way back, I saw the broken vase and after that,
Well, that explains why you didn't hear the thud.
Because of that prophecy I told you about, of course.
That's the only way we can save everyone.
So, there you have it. It was never my wish to proceed under the... But, like I said earlier, you can be the judge.
Well, Traveler, you decide. Paimon will follow your lead however you choose.
Okay.
Thanks for giving us a chance.
The current problem is that the scales are tipped pretty badly against you. If we want to refute the Hydro Archon's accusations... Huh?
Bon jeu Road 76. Tu changes de jeu là.
Mais attends, je termine le truc. Calme-toi, gros. On peut pas toujours mettre Fortnite aussi. Je veux bien jouer à Red Dead, je veux bien faire autre chose. Pourquoi parler de ça maintenant? Ça se fait pas, mec.
Both parties have returned to their positions. When last we left off, Mr. Linney acknowledged the new evidence presented by Lady Farina as fact. Therefore, Lady Farina may continue...
That at this stage, let's revisit that scene from Linney's perspective.
Joueur DI. Ou d'être web comme humain.
Ah, j'ai pas D3, alors je connais pas.
As the countdown began,
Achète-le.
entered the tunnel. When the
Pourquoi je
thought that
l'achèterais, moi?
Charlie passed, he opened the box and got into an altercation with Halsey, which caused the loud thud. He did not realize that this sound... Finally, he used the vase to knock her out, before making... At this time, Cowell arrived in the tunnel.
Achète-le, je t'ai dit.
So, Linney proceeded to... Afterward, Linney passed the unconscious Halsey to his accomplice through the magic... And there you have it.
Does the defendant's side have any objections to...
The key to refuting Lady Farina is the order of...
C'est possible que je t'ai déjà vu chez Vauban Industries.
According to Linney,
Ouais, faut être chute.
Lenny went... Lenny did not...
Attention! When the countdown started, Lenny did indeed, but he immediately used a vent to access the up. Once he reached that area, he heard a voice. The crime scene had already developed by the time finally, he reached the surface. Paimon did it! Paimon...
In other words, you believe...
That's right!
My reasoning?
If that's the case, then if Carol, assuming that what you say is true, Lenny only...
Oh.
That's right, you tell him! Oh, well, your denial is very strident, I'll give you... Of course I do! You're saying that he wasn't?
Salut.
Salut, Sacha.
Bonne soirée ma grosse.
Ouais, merci.
Are you sure we don't need to give this more thought? Are you sure we don't need to give this more thought?
Bon.
Tu vas regarder le combat Doom vs Baki ce soir.
Non, je regarde pas, moi. C'est pas intéressant, le combat. Je suis pas trop guerre, tu vois, je suis pas trop.
That's right!
Regarde mon t'a dit.
In the box or in the tunnel.
T'es gagné.
Eh Thomas, tu fais écouter? Je te jure, tu vas pas comprendre. Hein.
The same clue you used to just...
To think you'd use such logic. Well then, if it wasn't Lenny who committed the crimes, then who was it?
Obisat et Métron t'a dit.
Bon, Thomas, tu m'as... T'es devenu un peu trop perturbateur. Tu me perturbes, tu fais exprès m'embrouiller, ça va pas le faire. Allez, hop.
The deceased's name is Cowl. Linny's assistant. Halsey is the missing person.
Je reste le boss de ce chat.
Could there have been a third person?
Salut ma petite licorne sauvage. Bon, dans 5 minutes je vais manger.
Ok, bon appétit à toi, Sacha.
Halsey is the missing person and an ordinary... Could there have been a third... The deceased's name is Cowl, Linny's assistant. He would have been able to tamper with the equipment. Halsey is the missing person and...
Je vais aussi installer Genshin Impact, quand je serai chez mon père.
Could there have been a third... The deceased's name is...
Il a su Stem.
Are you serious?
Ah, je sais pas.
The killer was, in fact...
Oh, is that...
What I must do next is recreate the truth. What Cowl did, and how he went from would-be perpetrator to victim. Linny was not in the tunnel at... It would have been tough for both people to fit into that vent. The sound we heard may have come from a...
On vous y baille. Yo Jero, ça va, c'est quoi ce jeu?
Alors, ça c'est Genshin Impact. C'est un jeu d'histoire, aventure. Et là, il fait une enquête, parce que c'est la première fois qu'il fait une enquête pour savoir qui est le coupable. Alors, comme tu as raté le dernier vidéo tout à l'heure de récemment, là, on doit poser des questions.
The deceased's name is Cowl, Linny's assistant. Halsey's clothing was in the...
Ok, il a l'air bien.
Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel.
Là, il est bien, hein. Il est très très bien le jeu. En plus, il est gratuit. Et le pire, c'est que on peut, au niveau 15 d'aventure, on peut jouer tous ensemble en multijoueur. Et je peux t'aider à faire les aventures, les quêtes, et l'histoire, elle est magnifique. Donc, tu vois, c'est intéressant.
The sound we heard may have come from a clash between the missing Halsey and the criminal. The sound we heard may have come from a... Linny was not in the tunnel at that moment, which gave our... It would have been tough for both people to fit...
Raconte pas ta vie et joue.
No one entered or left the opera house through its entrance.
Jero, tu joues à Fortnite après?
Ouais, bien sûr. Pourquoi?
It would have been tough for both people to fit into that vent. That no one entered or left the opera house. The deceased's name is... The deceased's name is Cowl, Linny's assistant. Halsey's clothing was in the... It would have been tough for both people. No one entered or left the opera house through its entrance. Linny was not in the tunnel at that moment. Linny was not in the tunnel. No one entered or left.
you still having...
I see.
Look, since we're at a dead end, why not just like the trick as it
If only we knew how Halsey disappeared.
Well, that would be nice, but the tunnel only has 3 exits. And it's not like this is a magic trick where you can just make a real live person disappear. You know, like you did from that water tank, Lynette.
Excuse me.
If the defense is unable to make further effective arguments, we will move on to the next stage of the trial.
GG pour tes 1300 abos.
The sound we heard may have come from a
merci.
clash. The deceased's name is... The vase was not broken.
Et voilà. J'ai été sauvé, mon pote.
Paimon gets it! It all comes together. Lynette escaped from the water tank, vanished. If there's a similar...
How could a person ever be transformed into water? This is reality. Most magic tricks are ultimately...
Bizarre TK live pas.
Even so, the truth must be out there somewhere. Perhaps some new line of reasoning may
Ah,
open
je pense
since Cal was the
qu'il a été attaqué hier, je
we
crois.
haven't
Il me
placed much
semble.
into, but given that we aren't making
C'est
much
plus cher,
progress,
donc il a besoin de réfléchir, je sais pas.
Really do come up with all sorts of
On verra
harebrained
bien.
schemes when I...
Nevertheless, I believe that this is a reasonable request on the part of an attorney. Since the trial does indeed appear to be at an guards, please step into the lounge and examine the...
We are still examining the items, but we have already made critical progress that we feel must be... We discovered several test tubes of fluid within Cowell's baggage, each labeled. The notebook in his backpack claims the primordial... The note's contents also indicate that Cowell... The notebook has many entries concerning safe usage. One of these tubes was labeled Opera Epiclese. The notes also state that these... As such, we believe that the defense is...
You gotta be kidding! People dissolve...
But something so ridiculous, actually...
Wait a moment. This reminds me of a certain prophecy, but...
Je route à hâte pour demain la nouvelle saison.
C'est samedi la nouvelle, hein. Pas demain.
Demoiselle, wait! What about your partner?
Let's go. Just...
Order! It is under... Still, let us assume that these clues are guards. Please continue, Mr. Linney. It appears your hypothesis...
Of course. Thank you. If we uphold this hypothesis, I believe that many of this case is seemingly unrelated.
Right! Like the metal hook! Let's think about this. Cowell's methods must have something to do with that.
Now it seems like the hook rope was not meant... The water from the primordial... Lynette was in the magic box on stage the entire... I remember there was something else within the inner... The deceased's name is Cowell. The rope that held the water tank up was lit by the fireworks and snapped. As such, the focus here is on... The deceased's name is...
Que peut utiliser au moment de la dissolution.
Now it seems like the hook...
Que peut utiliser
Lynette was in the magic box. The rope that held the water tank up was lit by... Lynette was in the magic box on stage. I remember there was something else.
Avec quel dessous d'acheter?
Lynette was in the magic box on... The water from the primordial sea should already...
Allez, boum.
It's aced in the original plan. Cowell would tamper when the magic box containing Halsey was lowered, the metal hook would retract gradually. When the balloon attached to the box popped afterward, Cowl would enter the tunnel and break, but he encountered something.
Huh. That does make sense.
That actually links together.
Oh dear, what do I do? Even
now, it seems like the only point of his notes mentioned he had an
On that note, the guards have just... I shall now invite him on stage to...
Thank you, Your Honor. We were just inspecting the luck, and we found an identical sample of the
What?
That can't be. Does this not clear, my dear citizen? Lenny did not need to take part in the dissolution of having made modifications to that upon his return in cruel avarice. Ultimately, he not now, as much as I regret. Am I right, Miss?
We've used up all the evidence we collected. Is this the end of the road?
Oh no. Seems using the water as new.
I think we've all seen enough now. I believe this is indeed. Now then, my good.
Excuse me, everyone, but
Miss, I must ask you not...
Oh, come on. Don't be hasty. I'll show you an amazing trick. One that can bring a young woman... What in the...
No offense, miss, but miracles like that are beyond my scope.
Come on now, don't be silly. Magic is all about misdirection, isn't it? It often once everyone believes the illusion. Can't magic reveal the truth? And wouldn't such a trick be the most marvelous... Come on, Lenny and Lynette. Give it another go. But, as the magic makers and stars of the show...
I understand.
And voila.
Sorry.
Wait, isn't that Halsey? So...
To be clear, I'm only here because this person told me that if I testified, the merit of doing so would lessen my sentence. I was hiding outside this room listening to the proceeding. I was just feeling happy that no one had noticed.
That'll teach you to
Where should I begin? Firstly, my name isn't Halsey. It's Lillian. I heard that Linny's show was gonna be a real thriller, but I missed the chance to That's how I make a living. I steal stuff here and there. But I was noticed at the harbor a few days ago, and I barely got away.
Hey, no wonder you look familiar. Liddy even mentioned that you were pretty skilled.
Well, and I thought that would have been the end of it, but he even mentioned the Fortress of Meripede. That's a prison, isn't it? So I played along with the show while looking for an opening to flee. I wasn't going to take that lying down, so I knocked him out. There was nowhere to run from there, though, so I had to change. I slipped out after the first guard arrived at the scene and continued hiding inside the opera.
Can a person even hide in there?
But I swear, I didn't know that the water tank would fall down. Had I known that, I wouldn't have put him in the magic box.
Well, that makes everything pretty clear now, doesn't it?
This time, we need to tell...
Alors.
The strange... The flower... Lillian.
And it's Ace Detective Paimon time! Having been selected erupted out of her panic only intensified. Hearing the commotion, Cowell leapt into the tunnel, only to discover that he did not know that Lillian, mistakenly believing that the two broke the flower vase during the struggle with no way of escaping.
C'est dur, hein. C'est plus dur que prévu.
She knew that she would have to go through guard inspection.
She had already become desperately hungry by the time we were chatting over macaron.
At this point, all the events that happened in the tunnel have...
Ah, so that's the whole story.
Bravo!
Now then, Lady Farina. Please answer the question, Lady Farina. Also, if I may add...
What are... No, I have no further...
Wow! Look at that!
If there are no objections, then as the Chief Justice of the actual perpetrator of the serial disappearances, Cowell, with some modifications to the selector, he could to cover up any evidence while committing the deed. He also tampered with the rope suspending the water tank. Using the fireworks at the end of the performance, he poured the water from the primordial sea. Finally, he passed the prepared hook on a rope through the gap in the magic box's door. When the magic trick officially began, the box containing the woman was lowered into the tunnel, tightening the hook rope, and burst. If all had gone to plan, the young woman would be dissolved at the... Realizing that there was trouble, Cowell entered the tunnel and met Lillian. However, his opponent was more capable than he thought, and he was overcome, knocked unconscious, and placed into Lillian according to her own statements. As for Linny, he was in the From this reconstruction of events.
Hooray, Linny and Lynette!
While there is much in Linny and Lillian's conduct, this case at least can be handed over to the Oratrice to make... As such, Linny and Lynette...
Great work, part.
Thank you all. Thank you so much.
Next, I think we deserve an explanation. How did you find the water from the primordial...
Right! Your discovery caused me to make a serious mistake,
I suspect that the accomplice mentioned in Cowell's notes was not Linny, but you, yeah? I'm sure you know what you must do to
Speak quickly! Unless you want to earn yourself a one-way...
I was just following orders. We were supposed to place blame for the serial disappearances onto Linny.
And now that your plan has fallen through, and the secrets of the water have been revealed, therefore you would be wise to tell everything you know, and seek the protection.
Yes! Our boss discovered that the water can cause people to... It can also be made into a potion, which We've been in this business for a while now, and have made decent more off it. The disappearances were also the boss's idea. I mean,
And now he can no longer...
Such ruthlessness.
Outrageous. All present, please submit to inspection immediately.
Ouh, ça a l'air chaud cette histoire, hein. Oh là 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 là. Ça a l'air très très chaud cette histoire.
So, we're just going back now? That's...
Traveler, Paimon! Please wait.
Linny...
I know you may not want to speak to me right now. Maybe, but still. Let me thank you again for defending me to the end. Even after you learned that I'm a member of the Fatui. I guess. But I didn't approach you with any ulterior motives or ill intent. I've spoken to you as myself. As for why I'm a Fatus, it's because the goals of the House of the... That was how Father, who you might know as the Knave...
The Knave? The one who controls the House of the...
That's right. And since we're back when our parents first died, Lynette and I were left wandering the street to survive. I took to surreptitiously observing an older... I took my sister through several streets until we found a crowd. To my surprise, we proved to be pretty popular. And we could at least stop worrying about. Before long, an aristocrat came to me and claimed that he wished.
So you went from orphans to nobility?
That was how we felt at first, too. As if fate. But I gradually discovered that while we were called foster, he would constantly take me to all sorts of.
That doesn't seem too bad either.
It took a. After one particular performance at a banquet, I waited a long time after we returned. The answer he gave me was, she caught.
Oh no. But what if I...
As far as outsiders are concerned, this is a relationship. I managed to ferret out the location of the man. All I saw was the moonlit ground covered in.
So, she...
That's right. She had rescued my father, I mean, the knave. The House of the Hearth welcomes you. For your interests align with. I was hesitant to trust her. I mean, I had just been but she was also quick to destroy the noble who had taken us.
Oh, so that's how the two of you joined the House of the Hearth.
She has gained permission from the Sarita to first use the
So, she...
That's right. The whole house of today's case has also proven that everyone at Hotel to us orphans,
So, from small deeds like distributing magic pockets to huge schemes like stealing a gnosis, everything is...
It's all right. I understand. I just hope you can understand that even as a member of... If you should need anything at all in the future, feel free to find me.
Bye, Linny!
Hey there. What was with the disappearing act you pulled right as the trial ended?
Were you looking for us?
Well, this whole thing isn't exactly over, is it? I do feel that we're getting closer to solving the serial disappearances case, though. Don't you think so, too? Huh? What's wrong, my dear partner?
Besides, are you sure we're the one? And given that there's new evidence from the...
Ah, I see. Well, I won't lie. I'm a little sorry.
Don't say that, Navia.
Aw, and we were having so much fun investigating with you, too. It was like having new waters flowing into a stagnant... sorry about that. Wait, shall we have a farewell meal? You know...
Huh? Do we really need to get that formal?
Well, I'd just like to have a proper ending to every important memory. Anyway, it would just be a meal, so it shouldn't take up too much of your time.
You don't have to twist Paimon's arm if Boss Nav...
Oh, wonderful. In that case...
All right, then.
Oh. Bon, j'arrive pour vous faire jouer un peu à Fortnite, mais bon. Vous m'avez insisté. Salut Shay. Je reviens, je vais connecter pour jouer à Fortnite. Je reviens Shay, ok? Bon, à tout de suite les gens. J'arrive pour jouer à Fortnite, let's go.
Tu vas jouer à autre chose.
Oui, je vais jouer à Fortnite. Je vais jouer à Fortnite. À tout de suite.